I gave you a 1L first semester look about the truth of law school. This is really, after spending an entire year of law school, this is the truth of law school, full picture as a 1L. What's up, Toro-toh-bad-gang? My truth may change in the next 2 years, but this is my truth right now. I didn't say this and I didn't shoot a video about like my success in law school just because it wasn't successful. My first semester was nothing but unsuccessful. I took my exams, and the way law school exams are structured is that you get one exam at the end of the year, and I took that exam and I sat for that exam. One was 8 hours, one was 4 hours, and the other was 3. And there were other couple of elective classes that I took, but the exams were not as were about 2 or 3 hours, but I mean, they were not as serious because they didn't carry as much weight credit-wise. So the greater the credit hour you're taking, the more impact it has on your GPA. I went from being one of the people who really was an A average student, and I went, and when I got to law school, my GPA tanked. It was unspeakable. I can't even tell anyone. I told the people closer to me because I don't define myself with my GPA, but it seems like in law school, the truth is you are defined by a GPA. Nobody knows you from where you're from. They don't care about your experience, and they determine your success oftentimes by how well you can take a test. I have a few classmates that have called that the exam for the writing champs are the ones that get A's, but that's not to say that law school does not mess with your confidence, because even if you're a writing champ, there are a lot of writing champs in law school, and some people have English backgrounds, they have different backgrounds, and it still tested their who they are. It tested who they are. And it tested me personally, and I mean, I didn't cry because I've gone to that stage in my life where my GPA doesn't define me, but it's something that is underlying about your GPA that says maybe she's not good enough, maybe she can't get the task done. And so I was really anxious when I came back, and I was like, I ran out of time on my exam and I saw my grades, and it really brought me down. And I'm not afraid to really say that I suck at law school. I'm not a great law student. I enjoy the material. I try to enjoy the material. I do all the readings, which is another thing about law school. You can truly be invested, come to class, listen, pay attention, and still not be at the top of your class. And there might be a student who barely shows up to class, barely reads, stops reading because they've gotten called on, and they still do better than you. Like, law school is not guaranteed that your hard work will pay off. It's more about if you have the right amount of preparation, exam time, plus luck, and plus the fact that your explanation might be what the professor really wants. And so I really struggled with my first semester, and I was worried I wasn't going to find an internship because my GPA tanked. I was worried that things were not going to go fine, like the school was going to kick me out. I was worried. All these thoughts were coming to my head, and I still worry about that. I'm 2 semesters in, and these are the thoughts that continuously plague me. I will have to say that my GPA this semester has gotten a lot better from the last semester, and I've seen improvements, but I'm not satisfied, because the truth is, when you get your GPA back from the first semester and it's accumulated with the current GPA, which is also similar to undergrad, there's not a lot of lift. There is some lift, but you have to really push, like get a 4.0 or something for there to be a change, because it's an average. And so that really impacted me also. And I think I'm gonna give this to God, because I mean, I'm a believer. God has blessed me and blessed the works of my hands and open doors for me when I don't think I deserve it. And so I'm grateful to God that I'm able to get an internship. I was shooting for a judicialship with the federal court, and I didn't really get that, but I was blessed with having to I was blessed with the ability to intern for state judge and just soak up as much as I can within that period of month. So that's what I'm doing right now. I just want to also tell you the truth about law school is that if you are planning on getting a joint degree, or if you're looking to adding a different master's program if you're trying to add a master's program as you are continuing your law school career, the truth is that based on your law school GPA, you will be judged by people outside of law school who don't understand the grading system, who don't understand how it's, how it works. You will be judged by a GPA. And it baffles me. I mean, it's so uncomfortable that so many doors be closed to you based on your GPA, but I guess it's kind of the same in undergrad, but it's not. I mean, I just was always on the other end of the bell curve, not to notice how hard it is for doors to open just because of your GPA. And so I'm only saying this, and I wanted to just come forward because I want to celebrate my successes, but I do want to be upfront about the things that I'm having difficulties with this journey. It's not easy for me, and I think I'm pretty smart. I think that I'm intelligent. I don't question my intelligence at all, but if you're in that environment, it's important for you to know that even if you're on the other end of the spectrum, the bell curve, know that you're fine. You're gonna be fine. And part of it is just putting yourself out there. Part of it is learning to appraise yourself in other ways outside of your GPA. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about that. Another truth is that you will not have time for yourself. You will not have time to go to the gym for your first semester. Second semester, you have to be intentional with your time. And what I did was I was not going to the gym. I gained some weight in between law school, like in between both semesters. And I made it an effort to go to the gym at least once or twice a week, and which meant that I lived by that. And I think that that really helped me a lot as far as like keeping off some of the weight. But you can't avoid weight gain from stress. Like, it happens. And you already know that you spend so many times sitting down. You're going to spend a lot of time sitting down. And one other thing about law school that people don't really talk about is competition outside of competing in your classroom. I mean, one thing you definitely see is a lot of people's true colors when it's time for election season. Most of the leadership position in law school are usually ran by the 2L. By 3L year, the 3 years are like, I'm done with law school, I'm looking forward to graduating. The 3L year is it's considered a waste year because, I mean, you've already gained all the skills you need by the end of your 2L year. So most of the 3Ls are not as involved with activities on campus. They're not trying to build a resume. As a 1L, you are running for these positions so that coming your 2L year, you get those positions. Basically, you're running for a seat on the leaderboard. One thing that I have noticed is that there is competition, and you have to be prepared for that. People's true colors can show when there's competition. Some people quit when there's competition, and some people get nasty when there's competition. And so, I mean, you personally have to keep your, know who you are, and just understand that people are people, and that's why they're acting that way. I know there are certain instances where I wasn't expecting certain people to act a certain way during election season, and I was just like, damn, it was intense. Like, elections are intense because it's a small community. Everybody wants to be on the e-board. Everybody wants to be president. And I would say, like, if you're interested in anything, don't be thinking that someone else is going to get the position. Still go for it. I mean, you do yourself a lot more by going for it. And you become a better person outside of it. I mean, every loss is a lesson, and you got to take the lesson that you've learned from your loss. Moving on to competition as far as grades, people in law school get so Like, some people, it depends on what you are. So if you're a gunner, if you're a gunner, there's less like a chance that you want to really tell people what you're doing or how you're preparing, how you're studying. But if you're normal, regular people like me and my friends at law school, you are like, I got an outline, let me share that to you, right? And then there are other people that like they're not hesitant inviting you to their group session. And some people are like, no, this is exclusive party only. And so you're gonna get a lot of people who are very silent about what they're doing. They don't want you to know how like into the readings they are, or like out of the readings they are. They're really like, they don't want you to know what level they are on. So they're very secretive as to like what they're doing to prep, and a lot of people don't talk about what they're doing to prep. And so you have to look out for those people. I really don't care. I mean, I want to succeed, but it doesn't come at a cost of me like not being personable. And so that my group the circle that I roll with, we tend to share certain things with each other, like outlines, or like we talk about the things that we're studying in class, whether it's the case that we have to write, or like the cases that we are learning in school, or even helping each other out if we didn't complete some of the readings. So get good friends in law school. Really, who you surround yourself is so important, because some people are not here for you. They're just not here for you. So you get yourself good friends. I just want to talk about like clubs and activities. I mean, I'm a minority student, and I think that as minorities, it's important that we all have a coalition that is strong and that people don't break. But I also feel like there's a need for everybody, whether different type of minorities, to step out of their comfort zone. Some schools are great with that. My school was really great with that. I really enjoyed how I was able to switch into different circles. Some people were not willing to allow that to happen, but I think that personally I got the chance to move into different circles, and I think I'm better for it. That being said, there's so many cliques in law school. It is like high school. My school goes by the name Levin College of Law, but it has a nickname called Levin High, and it has that nickname because it can get like high school. Rumors spread like you're in high school. And so keep that in mind when you are going to law school. Your reputation is important, but you also want to trust your information with a certain clique of people, because you don't want to be misunderstood. These people will see you in that light for the rest of your life. I know so many people, I think they're great people, but I've just heard outside of my conversations with them, people saying, they don't mess with that person because that person is this, that person is that. I'm gonna say this just to round up, is that coming to law school, everybody in law school has, like, they've set a goal for themselves. They're disciplined. Some are more disciplined than others, and they're coming in here, they're coming into this environment to be their best self. Please keep that in mind. But also keep that in mind that everybody's flawed. Nobody's gonna be perfect. Your professors are not perfect. Your friends are not perfect. Like, I'm not saying have low expectations of people, but nobody's perfect. And if things don't go as you plan, try to be optimistic. Try to, in law school we say, see the forest and not only see the trees, because some people only see the trees, but you have to see like the trees in the forest to get the full picture. Remember that law school is only one stop to your actual destination, and don't destroy that destination by this one stop and give up. I know that many times I've thought about giving up, and I'm not gonna give up. And I choose not to give up, because you've started this journey and people are going to say yays and nays and tell you that the legal profession, there's no money in it. There's too many lawyers. Just remember the reason why you're going to law school in the first place. Remember your goals. There's always room for you to excel. And so I just want to encourage someone out there, if you are in law school, if you're going to law school, if you're watching this and you haven't started your first semester and you're looking to your first semester, please do well. Be encouraged. And also, if you have questions, leave it in the comment, but I will shoot more videos about this law school experience and just talk to you about it. I'm gonna be having a video later on talking about my internship and how I got my internship, and by the way, it's not through OCI. And so leave a comment below if you really like this video, share it with your friends and family. The truth about law school is you can do it, you can survive law school, you can make it. Push hard. If you push yourself hard and continue believing and continue to believe that you can do it, you have everything in you to accomplish it, and just know that. Bye.